Hey guys, it's Saleh. Today I'm going to show you how to set up Jessie on a brand new Windows machine for algo trading with Python. Now you could also use the Docker setup, which is the fastest way to get started with Jessie. But it's not the fastest way, because by using Docker you're basically running things inside the virtualization software, which can never beat the speed of a native installation. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that we're gonna need is to set up Python itself. But there's this tool called Minicondo or Anaconda, which is way better than installing Python directly because it allows us to create isolated environments. Very similar to Python environments, but these ones are way more isolated and easier to manage. Right, to get it, I simply Google download Miniconda. All right. Let's accept this, and here it's telling me to go to this page, and here I'm gonna click on skip registration. Right, and the first one is the installer for Anaconda, which is the same thing as Miniconda, except it has a GUI, a user interface, which I don't really want. So I'm gonna scroll down to reach the Miniconda installer and download this one for your Windows machine. Now, I already did this, so I'm just gonna install it from here. Press next, agree, just me, next. Because I don't want to install Python separately on my machine, I'm also going to check this option and also this one. All right, so when it's done, click on the next button one more time, and let's uncheck this and this. All right, next I need to install Redis on Windows, but the bad news is that there isn't a Redis installer directly for Windows. However, we can do that using the WSL for Windows, which is how you can run a Linux machine inside your Windows machine. Now to do that, I'm gonna search for PowerShell, and I need to run this as administrator. So right click on it and press run as administrator. Say yes, let's make this bigger. And in here, I'm gonna have to paste this content. Now, by the way, in case you don't have it, for this next part, we need this text inside the PowerShell. So let's copy it. Go back to the PowerShell. All right, let's press enter. It's asking us to restart the computer to complete the operation. Press enter and wait until the machine comes up again. All right, now that the system is up again, open the Microsoft Store, look up the word Ubuntu. Now we have different versions of Ubuntu, but I want to go with Ubuntu 20. And here simply press the button get. All right, now that it is done, let's click on the open button, and here's our Ubuntu machine. It says press any key to continue, and here it says press any key to install Windows subsystem. Okay. Press yes, and again it is downloading something. All right, so at this point again we need to press one key to reboot the system. So let's restart everything one more time. All right, now let's open Ubuntu, and we need to wait again until it finishes the installation. All right, so it's asking me for a username, which I will simply say Saleh, and for password I will enter my password, and then I will repeat the password. And we are in our Ubuntu machine now. All right, now we can begin installing Redis. For that, I'm gonna say sudo apt get update, and it is asking for my password. All right, next I'm gonna say sudo apt get upgrade and press enter. All right, let's clear this. And now finally we can install Redis itself by simply saying sudo apt get install Redis server. Hit yes. All right, to make sure everything worked, I'm gonna say Redis CLI-V, and we can see the version. All right, now every time that you want to run Jessie, you need to run the Redis server. And to do that, simply open the Ubuntu interface and run Redis server. Click on allow, and if you see this page, it means it's working. You can also see the port that it is running in and all the other info. All right, so I'm gonna minimize this, and by the way, you need to keep it open. All right, so I shouldn't completely close it, but I will keep it there. All right, next we need to download the PostgreSQL, which is the main database that Jessie uses. To do that, open this URL, which will get you here, and click on the download the installer. Now from here, you can download any version that we support. Now we usually support all the newer versions of PostgreSQL, so I don't think it really matters which version you set up, but right now I'm gonna go with version 17. I already downloaded this before, so I'm just gonna open it here. Press yes, click on the next button, next. Now I can safely uncheck these two options, but make sure to keep the other two. Press next, next. Now the password you enter here is really important because it's the one we're gonna need later in order to create a table for Jessie to use. Now to keep it simple, because this is running locally, I can simply set something like password. Click on next. The default port is fine. Next, next, and next. Click on finish. Now that the setup is done, we need to add PostgreSQL to the path of our Windows environment. Now, in case you don't know what it means that we need to make sure that our CMD or the terminal that we are using inside Windows will recognize the PostgreSQL command. Now, to do that, go to the search bar and enter env so you can see this page. Click on environment variables. The default is set on path. Click on edit. Now here you can see the things that are already added. For example, we earlier set up miniconda, and if you remember, our terminal did recognize the conda command, and that's because we already have it inside the path. All right, now that I need to add a new one, I'm going to click on browse, and from here I need to open my PostgreSQL installation, which is on this PC, C drive, program files, PostgreSQL, and the bin folder is the one that we want. Click on OK, and now you can see it being added here. Click on OK, and one more time, and one more time. All right, now open the search bar and look for CMD. And now if I run the psql command and -- version, still me version 17, so that means it is indeed recognizing the psql command. All right, so for this next part, I need to copy and paste the commands for creating a new table and database and username for Jesse. Now for that, just scroll down to this section on our documentation. Again, you can find it on this URL, or just simply go to the environment setup, the Windows section, PostgreSQL, and scroll down to this page. All right, so I opened them side by side so you can see it easier. So let's copy this first line, paste it here. All right, so it's asking for a password. Now, remember, this is the password that we set earlier, the one that I told you it is really important, and I simply set it to password. So I'm gonna type password. All right, so I entered it incorrectly. Let's do it again. Password. And we are in. All right, so let's copy this first command, which will create the database. Again, on Windows, you need to press right click to paste on this window, and sometimes Control and V doesn't work. And lastly, \Q to exit. All right, now that we have everything to run Jesse, go to the installation part and you will see the commands for creating a new Jesse project. But before we create our project, we need to set up Jesse itself, which is what we haven't done yet. So for that, we can simply say pip install Jesse. One more time, open the CMD. All right, now we are ready to set up our conda environment for Jesse so that we can install Jesse itself and all the required pip packages. So for that, I'm gonna say conda create, and then I will pass a name, and it could be anything. It could be, for example, Jesse, or it could be bot. And next I will pass the Python version, and I will choose 3.12. Now, we already do support Python 3.13. However, sometimes some packages don't play nice. So for that reason, I think it's best to go with version 3.12 for now. All right, hit enter. It's asking me to set up these packages. Press yes. Now, one really great thing about the conda environments is that each and every single one that you create is totally separated from the others. And I know this sounds like the regular Python environments, but in my experience, conda environments work way better and I never experienced any issues with them. Not only that, they also allow us to have multiple versions of Python, which is really helpful. All right, now that that is over, to activate it, we should run conda activate, and then the name of the environment, which I set bot. Now, remember, you need to do this every single time that you open a new CMD tab, or for example, when you restart your computer and you want to start Jesse again. Hit enter. All right, now if I say pip -- version, I can see the version it is pointing to, which firstly it says miniconda, and also the name of the environment is bot. And here is the version of the Python. All right, now, first I will say Python install Python, which is a package that we need to have for some other packages to be able to build. All right, finally, I should be able to install Jesse itself by saying pip install Jesse. And we're done. Now to make sure Jesse is installed correctly, I'm gonna run Jesse -- version, and we can see it being installed correctly. All right, now the next step is to create our Jesse project, which is where our strategies and project files will be. Now let's clean this. Now for this next part, it could be anywhere on your computer, but I'm gonna go to the desktop. Now open the documentation. Now that we have done this step, which is to install Jesse itself, we're ready to create our first Jesse project, and you can find the commands for that here. Now here's the command to do that using git. However, not every computer already has git installed. So let's copy this, paste it here and run it. And you see it is not recognizing the git command because I don't have git installed on my machine. Now you could install git, which is a very helpful use for developers. But if you only need it for doing this, you don't have to. You can instead go to Jesse's GitHub repository. You can find the link on our documentation from here and go to the main organization, find the project template. And here you can download this as a zip file. So again, you can either use git by fetching it directly using this command, or you can download it as a zip file. Now I'm going to download it from here. Let's open it. Now here's a project, and I'm going to copy it and go to my C drive and paste it here. Next, I'm going to rename it into my bot, but this could be anything that you want. All right, now let's open the CMD. I'm gonna first activate my Conda environment by saying Conda activate bot, and then I need to go inside the project. And for that, I'm gonna say cd the C drive, and here I can see the my bot project that I made for myself. So let's go inside it, and here are the contents of my project. All right, next I need to copy and create .mv file for my project. We can do that by saying copy.nv.example and then .mv. Now I already did this before, that's why I'm getting this error, but you shouldn't see it. All right, now we need to edit the files inside the project. For that, we're gonna need a code editor. Now, the one I suggest you install if you don't already have one is called VS Code, which is free and open source. So just Google download VS Code and you should be good to go. But I already have it installed, so I'm going to open it. Next, I need to open my project, C drive, and here's my project. Select folder. Yes, I trust the project. And here are the files of my project. Now, open the .mv file that we just created. And here's the thing. These values for PostgreSQL and Redis have been set for usage with Docker. But we are not using Docker in this video. So we are installing everything natively to get the maximum speed. So you need to comment this line and uncomment this one, and also do the same for Redis. Now, by the way, whichever password we set here is going to be the password for the dashboard, which we're going to open in a second. All right, so open the file by pressing Ctrl and S. And now to run Jessie itself, all I need to do while I'm inside the project, again, if you want to check to see whether you are in the project or not, just run the dir command and I can see the files of my project. That's how I know I am indeed inside it. So run the Jessie run command. But before you do this, make sure you are indeed inside the Conda environment that you made for it. So for example, if I create a new one, let's say you restarted your computer and go to my project. Now, if I run this command here, I'm gonna get Jessie is not recognized as internal or external command. Now, why is that? Because if I run the pip list command, you can see that Jessie is not installed here because we installed Jessie inside our Conda environment called bot. So before you do that, run Conda activate bot, right? Now, I already have that in this Windows. Press enter. Now, the first time you run this, it might take a while, but the other times are going to be super fast. Now I have to stop this because I made one mistake, and that is I accidentally closed the Ubuntu which was running Redis. So, and remember I said you need to keep that window open. So let's open Ubuntu again and run Redis server. Now let's minimize this. And here I'm gonna run Jessie run one more time. All right, if you see this page, click on allow and we should be able to use Jessie now. Now we need to open this URL. Go to your browser and now we can enter 000 as the message was indicating, but we can also run localhost and then :, and then enter the port, which was 9000. All right, so if you see this window, everything's working fine. Now, remember the password inside the .mv file, it was test. So let's enter it here and we are in. Now to make sure everything is working fine, go to the import candles page. Let's select BTC and change this to the beginning of 2025 and click on the import button. And if you see this working, then everything's working fine. Now I'm gonna press cancel. All right, so everything's working great now. Now I'm gonna show you a couple of tips. All right, so firstly, how should you update your Jessie installation in the future? So to do that, now by the way, you can stop Jessie by pressing Ctrl and C. Now to update your Jessie installation in the future, when I release a new version, while you are inside the correct Conda environment, and again, you can ensure that by seeing the name of the environment here, simply run pip install Jessie, but this time to update it, we need to pass dash and then uppercase U, right? And then press enter. Now I'm already running the latest version, so nothing's going to happen. But here's the thing, sometimes, I don't know why, this is an issue with Python. When I run this command, it doesn't work the first time. I mean, it shows that everything is updated, but then when I check the version by passing Jessie -- version, I can see that the version hasn't been updated. So, but when I do it again, it works fine. So just in case, when you run it, check for the version by running this command. And if it's not saying the latest version, then just run that command one more time. All right, so this was one thing. Now, the other thing I want you to know is that inside the .mv file, We also have this value for license API token. Now, if you are a premium user of Jessie, you need to generate an API token from this URL and enter it here. And then to make sure it works, come here and run the Jessie run command one more time. And this time, by the way, notice that it started instantly this time. And this time, when you go inside the dashboard and give it a refresh, when you go here, instead of seeing the word guest, you should see premium plan or something similar to that. If you see it, it means it's working. Now, another thing I want to show you is that if you have an API key token, the one that I just described, again, the one you generate at this URL and enter here. If you have that and you want to install Jessie's live trading plugin, what you need to do is to come to this page and run Jessie install live. Now, I'm getting this error because my API key token value is empty, but if you enter it there, it should go just fine. All right, so there's that. But the last thing I want to show you is the VS Code itself. So you can find these strategies from this folder. And by default, we have one example strategy. So let's zoom this a bit. Now you can see it is recommending to install this extension for Python. I'm going to close it because I want to show it to myself. Now you see we have everything here, but we don't exactly have autocomplete. So for instance, if I here say TA dot, which is this module for technical indicators in Jessie, which I have indeed imported here, I don't see any suggestions. To enable that, go to the extensions section of VS Code and look the word Python. Now, this first one, which has a lot of installation and has been released by Microsoft, is the one that we want. Just click on install. All right, so if you see this window, it means that it is installed successfully. And if I click on it, I can see the disable button and the uninstall, which means it's working. There's also this really cool extension for Python called Pylance. But if I go into it, you can see it's already installed, and that's because this package already installed this for me. But just in case, look it up, go into it and make sure it is also enabled. All right, so if I go back to the strategy code now and press the dot button one more time, you can see it's still not working, but it is giving me an error this time. Right, so that's a good sign. Now, why is that? Well, here's the thing. We have multiple Conda environments, and remember, each Conda environment can have its own Python version. So we need a way to tell VS Code which Python to use. Now, to do that, we can click on this select interpreter button and choose the right one. Now, I have one called bot and one called base and this one. And bot is the environment that we made for our project. So I will select that, give it a moment, and I can see the name of it here. And now, if I remove this, press the dot one more time, I can see a complete list of the indicators that we support, such as the EMA, the Bollinger Bands, or whatever. And also I can see the parameters that are accepted for each function. So you don't have to have the documentation open all the time, which is really cool. All right, next, it's also a good idea to set up some AI tools such as GitHub Copilot, which will help you edit the code faster, or it will give you autocomplete and things like that. But there are so many options for that out there. In fact, I might make a video just about the tools that are out there for this purpose. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and it helps you set up your own Jessie environment on your Windows machine. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.